These are people using tools like ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude. Maybe they don't want to know about AI and automation. They're worried about their jobs. They're worried about their positions. What I'm starting to describe this as is a challenge with mobilization. They know they've got power and technology, but they're worried about governance and they're worried about AI policy. I've had the same conversation about a dozen times in the last month, that businesses want to move with AI, that people want to move now, but nothing is actually moving. And I want to explain why that is. So basically, there's three positions that I see in business at the moment. Three types of people, three types of groups in business. And I think this might help to explain what it is. So the first group that you've got is personal productivity. These are people using tools like ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, all kinds of different ones. And they're using it to do the things that probably we all started using. So that will be emails, helping them rewrite letters or PowerPoint presentations and things like that. You've then got the slightly more advanced group who I would call the automators. These are the people who are starting to automate processes that they do in their day-to-day work. And they're also potentially working on bigger projects where they're automating processes throughout the business. You then have the fearful, what I call the fearful. So these are people who are really worried about AI. Maybe they don't want to know about AI and automation. They're worried about their jobs. They're worried about their positions. They're worried about how they see themselves, because the jobs which they've been doing for so long are now very likely to be changed with AI and automation. And therefore, their idea of themselves is going to be changed, because we all define ourselves by what we do. But there is another group now that I'm starting to see, and it's becoming more and more apparent. This is people who really want to be able to use this stuff, but they can't seem to connect the dots. So they're being told that you can use Claude to do all these things, or you can use a vibe coding app to create an app that connects to your Zero, for example. And they can't visualize how this actually works. What I'm starting to describe this as is a challenge with mobilization. The need is there, the desire is there, the tools and the technology are there. But if you were to think of it like an army, the army's already, they're all there. They're at the kind of canyon, but they can't cross the metaphorical canyon to get to the other side where what they're trying to achieve sits. They know they've got tools, but they don't know how to connect those tools to their existing systems. They know they've got power and technology, but they're worried about governance and they're worried about AI policy. And this is the challenge. You've got a whole load of people ready to go. They really want to do it. They're really hungry for it, but they haven't got the know-how. And at the moment, they're trying to figure out how they do that, whether it's through training, whether it's through side-by-side learning, whether it's just giving people the toys to play with. So that's what we're seeing at the moment. It's not a technology problem. It's a mobilization issue.